Welcome to the Stoic tide. You died yesterday. No. Your body is still breathing. Your heart is still beating. But the person you were when you went to sleep last night, gone forever. You'll never be that exact version of yourself again. And here's the terrifying part that nobody talks about. You're going to die again tonight, and tomorrow night. And every night for the rest of your life. Each morning you wake up as a stranger to yourself, with the choice to become someone completely different, or to resurrect the same tired, limited version of who you think you are. Right now, as you're watching this, there are two versions of you fighting for survival. One is the version that scrolls mindlessly, reacts to every trigger, and lives at the mercy of everyone else's agenda. The other is a version so powerful, so unshakable that even you can't imagine it yet. Which one wins? The one you feed first thing in the morning. I discovered this truth at 300 a.m. on the worst night of my life. I was broke, alone, and convinced I was a failure. But lying there in the darkness, I stumbled upon something Marcus Aurelius wrote in his private journal. Words never meant for anyone else to read. Confine yourself to the present. 3 words. But they contained a secret that would make the ancient Romans tremble. The present moment is the only place where you have godlike power. Not tomorrow. Not 5 minutes from now. Right here. Right now. Because here's what the Stoics discovered 2,000 years ago, and what neuroscience is just catching up to. Your morning thoughts don't just influence your day. They literally reconstruct your brain. Every thought creates a neural pathway. Every repeated thought becomes a highway. And most people are building highways to their own destruction. But not you. Not anymore. The 5 statements I'm about to share aren't just words, they're surgical instruments, each one designed to cut away a layer of weakness, fear, and limitation that's been suffocating your true self. But I need something from you first. Right now, before I give you these weapons, I need you to prove you're serious. Hit that like button. Not because you enjoyed what I said, but because you're ready to destroy who you used to be. Subscribe to this channel because transformation requires commitment. Comment below with the word reborn if you're ready to meet the version of yourself that your enemies fear and your future self will thank. Share this video with someone who needs to witness their own resurrection. And don't you dare skip a single second, Mati, because each piece builds the foundation for your new identity. Your funeral was yesterday. Your birth begins now. Now, let's go. Number 1. Today, I bury my excuses. Listen to me carefully. That little whisper in your head that just said, "This doesn't apply to me." That smug, quiet, poisonous voice. That voice is the enemy. That voice is the thief of your future. And right here, right now, it dies. Do you hear me? It dies. Because if you keep letting that voice breathe, it will choke the life out of you long before the grave does. You want to know the single line that divides those who rise and those who rot? It's not talent. It's not luck. It's not even circumstance. It's this. The ones who rise hold funerals every morning. Before the day begins, they walk into the cemetery of their mind and bury their excuses with their own hands. Meanwhile, the ones who stay stuck, they clutch their excuses like security blankets, rocking themselves back to sleep while life passes them by. Look at yourself. Be honest. You're dragging around a graveyard of dead dreams. You've built tombstones with your own hands. I'd start that business, but I don't have enough money carved in stone. I'd walk out of this toxic relationship, but what if I end up alone? Another tombstone. I'd chase that passion, but what if I fail? Another burial. One by one, you've killed versions of yourself that could have been extraordinary. And you've been the undertaker. And if you think I'm exaggerating, remember this. Epictetus, a man who had his leg shattered by his master, who lived as a slave with nothing, once said, "No one can hurt you without your permission." Do you feel that a man with no freedom, no wealth, no power, limping for the rest of his life, understood something most free men never grasp. He knew the most dangerous chains are the ones we forge inside our own minds. Excuses weigh more than iron. They crush harder than shackles. Now, I'm going to challenge you right here. Right now. Drag out the biggest excuse you've been hiding. The one you've rehearsed so perfectly it almost sounds noble. That tragic little story you recite to yourself when things get too hard. Hold it in your hand. Now, picture standing in front of someone you admire. Someone who's built the life you secretly crave. Watch their eyes as they listen to your excuse. Do you see it? That flicker of pity, that silent frustration, that look that says you're better than this. But you don't even believe it. And that's the truth you can't escape. Every excuse is nothing but a permission slip you've signed for your own mediocrity. Every excuse is a surrender flag you've raised without a fight. So tomorrow morning before you touch your phone, before you even put your feet on the ground, you're going to say words that will split you in two. Words that will break the shell of who you used to be. You're going to rise, stare into the darkness of your room and declare with fire in your chest, "Today I bury my excuses." Say it like your life depends on it. Because it does. And the person you are becoming has no use for excuses. They hunger only for results. Number 2. I am already dead. Close your eyes. Right now. Do it. You're lying in a coffin. The lid is closed. You can hear voices above you. Your family, your friends, your coworkers talking about your life. What are they saying? Open your eyes. That wasn't morbid. That was liberation. Because the moment you truly accept that you're going to die, not someday, not when you're old, but possibly today, everything changes. You know that thing you're scared to do? That conversation you're avoiding? That dream you keep putting off until someday? Your corpse doesn't care about your fears. Your dead body has no use for playing it safe. Marcus Aurelius, who could have lived in luxury and comfort, chose to spend his mornings contemplating his own death. He wrote, "It is not death that a man should fear, but never beginning to live." And here's the shocking truth that will send chills down your spine. You're already living like you're dead. You're going through the motions, following the same routines, having the same conversations, thinking the same thoughts. You've become a ghost of yourself, and you don't even realize it. But what if you woke up tomorrow with the knowledge that you only had 30 days left? Would you still scroll social media for hours? Would you still avoid that difficult conversation? Would you still wait for permission to be who you really are? The Stoics practice something called memento mori. Remember, you will die not to become depressed, but to become alive. Because when you truly accept your mortality, you stop wasting time on things that don't matter. That person who doesn't text you back. Dead people don't wait for texts. That job that's slowly killing your soul. Dead people don't stay in soul-crushing jobs. That version of yourself you're too scared to become. Dead people don't have time for fear. Every morning, look in the mirror and remind yourself, I am already dead. Let that truth wash over you like ice water. Feel it wake up every cell in your body. Because when you live like you're already dead, you become more alive than you've ever been. The dead have nothing left to lose, and neither do you. Number 3. My pain is my power. Stop running. Stop burying, numbing, distracting, pretending. There is something inside you that howls like an animal in a cage. A wound so jagged you built your whole personality around dodging it. You cover it with smiles, drown it in work, numb it with noise, but it never leaves. It waits in the shadows, whispering, demanding to be felt. You've carried it so long it's become bone deep, stitched into your identity. And every time someone tells you to let it go or move on, you feel the knife twist deeper. They're wrong. They don't understand. And if you believe them, you'll remain weak. Because your pain is not an accident, not a punishment, not some ugly weight you're meant to throw away. It's the very fire that forges you. Pain is not your jailer. It is your weapon, your secret power, your unshakable foundation. The world tries to make you ashamed of it, to silence you with the idea that happiness means erasing it. But your scars are not stains. They are battle marks, carved proof that you've endured what others would have shattered under. Epictetus did not stumble into wisdom by accident. He was beaten, enslaved, stripped of dignity. And yet, instead of breaking, he sharpened himself against his suffering until he became indestructible in spirit. His chains became his scriptures, his agony, his gospel. He understood the savage truth. Suffering doesn't just shape you, it creates you. Every ending, every collapse, every loss is the dark soil from which something new claws its way upward. Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. That end, the one you're still bleeding from, is not death. It is your genesis. I know you feel it now. The tightness in your chest, the ache that never leaves, the memory that still makes your stomach twist. You've tried to bury it in silence, but it rises again, clawing through every layer of distraction. That thing you're most ashamed of. That heartbreak you swear ruined you. That betrayal you never forgave. That failure you keep replaying. That is your crown of fire. That is your initiation. The very thing you thought was your curse is the one thing that makes you untouchable. When you stop running from your pain and start running with it, you stop being human prey. You become a predator. You are no longer fragile because you've already been broken. And broken things, when reforged, become unbreakable. Your depression taught you to recognize the suffering in others. Your betrayal taught you to cut through lies with surgical precision. Your failure taught you to rise while bleeding. Your rejection taught you the priceless truth. You never needed their approval. So tomorrow, stand in front of the mirror and whisper it like a war cry. My pain is my power. Stop apologizing for the scars. Stop hiding the wounds. They are not proof of weakness. They are proof of survival. You've carried storms and you're still standing. The ones who can heal the world aren't the untouched, the unscarred, the innocent. It's the ones who bled, who broke, who burned, and then came back sharper, harder, alive. Your pain is not your downfall. It is your resurrection. It is your crown. And if you dare to wield it, nothing will ever be able to stop you. Number 4. I choose my own prison. You think you're free. You make your own decisions. Choose your own path. Live your own life. You're lying to yourself right now as you're watching this. You're sitting in a prison. But here's the terrifying part. You built it yourself. You're the warden. You hold the keys and you choose to stay locked up every single day. Your prison has invisible bars, made of other people's opinions. A ceiling built from your own limiting beliefs. Walls constructed from fear of judgment. And a floor paved with excuses you've polished to perfection. Seneca, who was one of the richest and most powerful men in Rome, wrote something that should terrify every comfortable person. Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. He understood that to be truly free, you first have to admit you're trapped. Let me paint a picture of your prison. You wake up and immediately check what everyone else is doing. You dress to impress people you don't even like. You work at a job that slowly kills your soul, because that's what responsible people do. You stay in relationships that drain you because you're afraid of being alone. You silence your dreams because someone once told you they were unrealistic. Every single day you walk into this prison, lock the door, and throw away the key. But here's the plot twist that will give you goosebumps. If you choose your own prison, you can also choose your own freedom. Marcus Aurelius, who had ultimate external power, spent his private moments focusing on the one power that actually mattered. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Your mind is the only territory that's truly yours. No one can occupy it without your permission. No one can think your thoughts for you. No one can force you to believe their version of who you should be. Tomorrow morning, before you check your phone, before you put on the mask you wear for the world, look yourself in the eyes and declare, I choose my own prison, and today, I choose freedom. Because the moment you realize you've been your own captor, you also realize you've always been your own liberator. Stop asking for permission to be who you are. Stop waiting for someone else to validate your dreams. Stop imprisoning yourself with thoughts that don't serve you. The door was never locked. You just forgot to try the handle. Number 5. I am the author of my own story. Freeze right where you are. Look around you. Everything you see, your room, your life, your circumstances. This is chapter what? Chapter 25. Chapter 40. Chapter 60 of your story. Here's the question that will either inspire you or terrify you. If someone picked up the book of your life right now, would they keep reading? Or would they put it down because the main character, you, has become boring, predictable, stuck in the same tired plot for years? You've been living like you're a side character in someone else's story, following their script, playing by their rules, waiting for someone else to write your happy ending. Wake up. You're not the supporting character. You're not the victim. You're not even the hero waiting to be rescued. You are the author. Marcus Aurelius, who literally ruled the world, wrote in his diary, "Adapt yourself to the life you've been given, but love the people with whom you share it." He understood something profound. You can't control the genre of your story, comedy, tragedy, adventure, but you can control how your character responds to every plot twist. Think about the story you've been telling yourself. I can't change, because I'm stuck, because I'll never be happy, because those aren't facts. Those are just bad writing. What if tomorrow you started writing a different story? What if your character suddenly became brave instead of fearful, decisive instead of doubtful, authentic instead of apologetic? What if instead of waiting for life to happen to you, you started making life happen for you? Every morning is a blank page. Every choice is a plot twist. Every challenge is character development. Every setback is just setting up your comeback. Tomorrow, before you fall back into the same tired storyline, grab a pen, metaphorically or literally, and declare, I am the author of my own story. Because the most beautiful thing about being the author is this: no matter how dark the current chapter is, you get to write the next one. And the best stories always have unexpected endings. Your plot twist starts now. You came here as one person. You're leaving as someone completely different. These aren't just 5 things to tell yourself. They're 5 keys to unlock a prison you didn't even know you were in. 5 weapons to fight battles you've been losing your entire life. 5 declarations of independence from everyone and everything that's been controlling your inner world. But here's the truth that separates the transformed from the temporary. Knowledge without action is just entertainment. Tomorrow morning, your old self is going to try to wake up. It's going to reach for the phone, fall into the same patterns, think the same thoughts. That's when you'll discover who you really are. Will you be the person who watched this video, felt inspired for a moment, then went back to sleep? Or will you be the person who wakes up tomorrow and declares war on mediocrity? Like this video, if these words changed something inside you, share it with someone who needs to hear this truth. Subscribe because your transformation is just beginning. Comment with which statement hit you the hardest. Your old story ends tonight. Your new chapter begins at dawn. The question is, who will you choose to be?